Regulate your breathing, John. You're out of breath because you moved from one room to the other because you've not exercised much lately. And that's not good. And neither is your approach to making videos lately, which has been all over the place and scattered. But what is happening right now is you've sat down in front of the camera whilst your computer processes some stuff in the other room because you have nothing else that you can create an excuse for not making anything. Everything is set up. Everything is exactly in the locations it needs to be. From the screen behind me, to the lights to the sides, to the camera and the mic in front. The only thing that is now getting in your way is your own perception of how insignificant and unimportant all this could be. And that is your problem. You see, you will be sitting there at some point in the future watching back videos that you have made and remembering the joy you had watching those back time and time again. You will have the moments where you possibly didn't like the video that you'd made, but at least you were glad it was done. And you weren't too worried about the things that got in the way either, because things will get in the way. There will be problems, there will be videos that you make which will become stumbling blocks, I guess, because you have found something about it you didn't quite like, and rather than just working with the material that you've got, you've just sat there and beat yourself up about the fact that it's not better than it is. And that, again, is a problem that you have hopefully learned how to cope with. Because if you're going to get stopped at all of those tiny little small hurdles along the way, how are you ever going to get anything done? How many of the months recently have you thought, the way that I'm going to force myself out of this slump is to make a video every single day, and not even started one for the very first one? That's not good enough. And that's the only kind of judgment you can really give yourself, is that you are not trying enough. Yeah, you've been working on other projects, that's great. You've been enjoying things with new companies and you've been working with new clients, fantastic. And sure, March was the worst month that you've had in a long time. But then April came, and April was great. April was fantastic. And May, you got to see so many great friends and celebrate your birthday and spend time with other people celebrating theirs. And you got to make new, strong connections. You got to laugh a lot. And you drank far more than you should have. And you filmed far too many cakes that you couldn't eat because of your gluten allergy. And then you ate far too many things that were glutinous anyway because you're a glutton for punishment. So, what am I really trying to say? You're going to find problems along the way, and you're going to find your way through them. And if you don't, then you're going to have to go and get yourself a desk job. And if you do, well, you might have to do that anyway, because is there money in film? And do you want to be relying on things that you enjoy as your source of income? In the ideal world that everyone aspires to live in, all you'll be doing every day for the rest of your life is something that you enjoy. Whether that's the kids playing video games and streaming that and doing interactive videos with that and people loving those. Or whether you travel the world, or whether you take photos, or if you make short films, or if you look after children, or if you run summer camps, or maybe managing an office is your ideal, is your dream. That is what people aspire to do, is to work in a job that they love. And maybe you've been treating the job aspect of that as a hobby, or maybe you've been treating the hobby aspect of that as a job. Find the balance, fix it. So we're sat in front of the camera. We have talked for a few minutes, and we are reminding ourselves that we are actually able to do this. We, the collective we, that is the physical me and the guy in my head that tells me that I can't. I told him that he has to sit down and just listen, because at the end of the day there's no harm in me just talking, just suggesting, just going through whatever thoughts there are. So you made a bad karaoke video earlier. Didn't take you long, did it? But you know what? You did it. Little pat on the back. Tiny little bit of accomplishment to get you on the way. You've got those photos edited from earlier. That's good. You've got various events happening later on today. You can't decide which one to go to. And you're working out if it's possible to do both. Probably is, but Again, that's a lot of time and effort. But you're loved. You're invited to both. You're invited to lots of things. People want to see you. So in your mind, when you don't turn up to events and then you feel FOMO afterwards, worrying about the things that could have happened if you had gone, it's only yourself to blame. But equally, you can't go to everything. You've got to balance your money, you've got to balance your thoughts, you've got to balance your energy. Because if you chase around trying to be everything to everyone, at the rate of the people that you are meeting in adult life, you will have no time for anyone. So, what can you do? You can just start